Hi, my name is Amy, and I want to share my story of having recurrent pericarditis, currently in a myopericarditis flare up. And the reason why I want to share my story is because I have been watching other patient stories on YouTube, and I have found them very helpful and hopeful. And I would like to also be a contributor to help others who are dealing with this. Just to give you a little background so you understand my perspective, I have a bachelor's degree in organizational communications with a minor in psychology, a master's degree in the science of marketing and communications, and a doctorate degree in education. I've been working for many years, and many of those have been in healthcare with a little block of time also in the law field. I'm also a writer. I've been writing a newspaper column since 2010, and I've written a few books. And if you'd like to know more about that, my website is amyrandallwriter.com. I'm also, until right now, have been an athlete. I've been a long distance runner all my life. Spent a good chunk of time running full marathons and half marathons and duathlons until last year. I was also a bicyclist and able to ride 45 miles without a problem. Also a hiker and a motorcyclist. So a lot of those things have been kind of stolen from me right now. So history a little bit of how I got to where I'm at today. With no precursors or predeterminants, on May 6, 2021, I was at work and I had a heart attack. Fortunately, I read and I work with doctors and nurses. And so when it happened, I knew what was happening and I got help immediately. Had my heart surgery that day and started to move toward getting back to life. But about a month after the heart attack, I had my first bout with pericarditis. It was scary. I didn't know what was happening. I thought maybe that's what life always is like after a heart attack. But I learned that the injury to the heart had triggered the pericarditis. 1 year later, I celebrated my survival of the heart attack by having the fourth COVID booster, which resulted in me having my second bout with pericarditis. Like the first time, I was treated right away with colchicine and snapped out of it pretty quickly. A month or so after that, I started experiencing the symptoms of pericarditis again. And I knew at that time that I would be diagnosed with recurrent pericarditis, but I also wasn't scared because I thought, I'll get my colchicine, I'll snap out of this, and I will go into some kind of a maintenance treatment, maybe never have pericarditis again. So I really wasn't worried. What it was a little different that time was change in insurance meant a change in doctors. And there was in spite of how many times I went in and complained, there was quite a delay in getting the diagnosis and the treatment started. So that happened finally after over a year of being in this flare up. I finally got my cardiac MRI, and at that point, I was diagnosed with recurrent pericarditis, but also myopericarditis My cardiologist at the time explained that because the inflammation to my heart lining had spread to heart involvement, I was too complicated of a patient, and I was referred to a specialist 3.5 hours away from my home for treatment. And I have been going there for like the last 4 months, and we've been working on different treatments. So, I want to give you a little bit more of what is that like, and how am I doing? I know you can tell I'm having trouble breathing. It's very difficult to talk for long periods of time. But what you are hearing is an improvement from when I first landed with my new cardiology team. Of course, I can't do any of my activities anymore, which is really hard. I'm working with my cardiologist and cardiology NP on what I can do. I'm used to working out, so I've come up with a little plan with my equipment at home that I can do. It's approved as long as I keep my heart rate under 100. So you can imagine, as somebody who is running long distance and bicycling and hiking, just being able to walk a few minutes on the treadmill, and having that be so challenging, it's very hard to wrap your head around that. I also have constant pain in my chest. It's predominantly on the left side, but it actually does stretch across my entire chest. It's constant pressure, constant pain, with intermittent sharp pain and cramping. So think of having a Charlie horse, like you get in your leg, only it's in my heart. There's some self-talk involved there, convincing myself I'm not having another heart attack. I'm tired all the time. Everything is hard. It's hard not just physically, but mentally. I heard another patient talk about this, and it was so important to me to hear that confirmation. We try to be positive. We realize there are worse things. This is really hard on your brain because you're trying to accept what's happened to you and these strict limitations that you have, and knowing, as I've been told, I probably have another year ahead of me of treatment. I should feel better before I get through that whole year, but that's a long haul for something that didn't have to get this bad. Hopefully you won't be like me. The reason why it's going to take me a lot longer is because of the delay in this last diagnosis and in the proper treatment. I'm still working. I work very hard to not miss any time off work for this, so I'm scheduling long weekends to try to get rest. I am fortunate that my job is heavily technology based, and I'm able to work from home. Having recurrent pericarditis, myopericarditis, just in itself means I'm immunocompromised. The treatment, the medications I'm on now, which is high dose aspirin, 2,000 milligrams a day, colchicine twice a day. We doubled my metoprolol. I'm on prednisone, 15 milligrams a day. I'm on and off of antibiotics because of a dental emergency I had that I cannot have surgery for because of the breathing and the heart condition. And those treatments make me immunocompromised as well. So I can't go out and be in a group, but I can't handle really the stress of going into my car and driving every day somewhere. So there's also that. My treatment is hopefully going to be advanced soon. We're working with insurance to get me on injections, anti-inflammatory injections. There's a couple out there. I think from where things are going, I'm not going to get the one that's weekly that my doctor really wanted me to have. I think I'm getting another one that's daily. I hate needles. I don't care. Give me the shots. I'll learn how to do it. I will do it every day. I'm so ready to feel better. So I don't want to spend up too much time because I know we don't like to watch long videos. I just want to kind of close this with how am I handling it? And as I mentioned, the mental part is one of the most difficult parts. It is hard when people say, oh, be positive. I am a positive person. I just don't want to hear that right now. Because I think it's okay to be sad. It's okay because you're respecting the gravity and the depth of the situation. It's okay to be angry. I just limit how much I let myself have that. And then I focus on what I have to do today to get through today. And I focus on the hope that I have for tomorrow. I find little ways mentally through imagery. I watch YouTube videos of winter hikes, beaches, hiking trails, virtual hikes, whatever, to take my mind to another place. I listen to music. I write, which is a huge part of my being. Music is so important. Anything I can do to reduce stress. And remember that everything you do impacts your heart. So, are you in pain in other areas of your body? My back hurts because I can't be active anymore. I can't lay down anymore when I sleep. So I found a kit through Amazon of surgery recovery pillows to keep myself propped up. Now my heart's not having to worry about that at night. I connected with a diet coach. I'm suddenly not active. I can't let the weight come on because I can't run or hike or bicycle. So I have a menu, and I'm working with a nutritionist, keeping my calories down to 1,300 calories. Always consult your doctor before you make changes like this. I have as well. And just keep remembering the advice that I was given. I'm not sure that yours would be any different, but that your heart rate needs to stay under 100. And when you pay attention to that, it's amazing how easy it is to go over it. You just fold a load of towels, one towel, heart rate's at 100. So working on that and trying to stay there, but increase what I can do and keep that heart rate down. It's very hard, but it's very important, because one of the most important things I have been advised is to rest. Because everything you do where your heart is having to beat, it's irritating the heart and it's irritating the lining, and it's negatively impacting any progress you might be making with your healing. So I'm going to close this video with that and hope that I've provided some words that are affirmation or hope for you if you are suffering from recurrent pericarditis in a flare-up, or have myopericarditis too, like I do, or if you just know someone who is suffering with this. Together, we'll get there. Thank you.